Hello and welcome to FX Bully Academy. We are looking at this week's market forecast. We are looking at what the market might do for this week. If you remember last week, we were looking at the market to go back to that high as the market took out the CRT high and closed inside. And what then happened was the market went, and then just before it reached the high of the week, it then turned back and it closed bearish, right? Therefore, I've been preaching throughout all these weeks that the market might want to get into these lows. So as for now, the way the market is closed, you still remember I taught on this YouTube that if the market closes bullish, if the candle closes bullish, then we expect the next candle to go bullish if it closed strongly, right? Even if you look this side, the market closed bearish strongly, and then the next candle dropped. And then even here, you see the market closed bullish strongly, therefore the next candle you expect it to be bullish also. The market closed bearish strongly, then the next candle you expect it to be bearish. There you go, bearish, right? And now here we close bearish strongly. Therefore, in my mind, I said, you know what? Maybe these guys, they still want to tap into that order block, right? Therefore, for this week, I am anticipating that the market might push lower, subject to the 4 hour, right? So let's just go to the 4 hour and see how this is. So on the 4 hour, I'm looking here and I see the market dropped and tapped into this area where this is where the market was few weeks back. So it came back to the very same area. But what I see a big consolidation, right? As you can see, the market is between this low and that high. This is a weekly range, right? We are between this low and that high. So we are between this candle. So for the last how many weeks? 1, 2, 3. We're on the 4th week and we are ranging within one candle. So that's a high of the week and the low of 1 week, right? And the market is ranging right there. And how do we trade ranges? You buy, you sell above the high, and then you buy below the lows. So as for me, I feel that this low over here will be our draw on liquidity. As you can see right now, I see the market has dropped aggressively. We've came back. I've drawn my CRT high and CRT low in the 4 hour. I'm waiting for confirmation so that I can sell the market, targeting this low, eventually that low, right? So this low will be my target and that low, right? I'm expecting this order block to hold price, right? In my eyes, this is a strong order block. It tapped into this order block and it didn't break it, but it swept it above, right? Tapping into those other order blocks above. Therefore, we don't have anything that is unmitigated when it comes to order blocks. So all our order blocks from above, they are mitigated. We have nothing to go for that side. Therefore, this area needs to hold price to the downside. So from where we are, I'm looking for the market to give us our confirmation, right? We have taken out the high of our CRT high on the 4 hour chart. So what we are looking at, if we are trading this chart, we'll be looking for an order block to be created after this high has been taken. And then when that order block is created, then that's where we are going to take our trades, right? So that's what we are waiting for in a nutshell, for a confirmation to sell to the downside. We are not expecting this order block to be violated. So if the market then violates this order block, then we have a new thing altogether. The market will be communicating something different to us, and maybe the market is ready to move higher. But as for now, this area, I'm looking at a high probability to get ourselves to the downside, and that's it. There's not much into it. It's just a matter of probabilities. Therefore, if you were to take a look, one might say to me that we have a dealing range low to high, which is correct. And we are below 50%, right? And the market has tapped into an order block between this dealing range, and the market has just reacted from that order block, and it moved smoothly the way it should move. And that is correct, you see. And if we are to move higher and respect this dealing range, then what I'm expecting it is that the market will start violating these order blocks. And when that happens, then we'll have this order block over here as a place where the market can retest and move higher. With a fair value gap in an order block, then from there, the market will just tap and move and continue to the highs. But at the moment, what I'm looking at, it is this order block that needs to give me a setup, and my exit is somewhere around here. These lows, all these lows, I know that they're going to be targeted, but because I'm scalping, this will be my target. I'll be exiting right there, just waiting for confirmation. So for this week, what we are looking at in these markets, I'm looking for one more drop and maybe a tap into that order block. Then probably the market might be ready to start moving to the highs. Otherwise, at the moment, what I see is a consolidation. And if this is a consolidation, what do we do in consolidation? We buy below the lows of that consolidation, and then we sell above that high. And then what is close at the moment, it is the low and not the high. The high, I feel it is too far. Therefore, that 4-hour order block might give us a chance to come and take out those lows, tap into that, and then we might have our setup starting to form to target the highs, eventually going to that monthly CRT high. So I think that's it for FX Vol 80 for this weekly forecast. You should not lose track. We are looking for the market to drop down for this week due to what I have then explained. I'm looking at this order block as where the market needs to give us a nice reaction to the lows, and I'll be exiting below the CRT low. So that's my target. Not targeting too much. I'm targeting the CRT low or the 50% of the CRT, right? I have a fair value gap right there. I'm well aware of that. So we'll be selling from these highs. Below that 50%, then we exit because we're scalping. And then we might look for a new opportunity to continue to the downside if it presents itself. Ever since our FX Vol 80, it is in a consolidation. I've taken the liberty to add our FlipX1 chart. So if we are going to look at this, we can analyze this from the monthly. That's where we start. And we can see that the market is bullish. We've taken out these highs and we've retraced into this fair value gap below here. And then from this fair value gap, the market then went up. We've taken out that high, right? That is just bullishness on its own. And after breaking that high, we then created a CRT right there, right? That's a monthly CRT that we're looking at the moment. So we have a CRT high, we have a CRT low into our monthly fair value gap, right? So that will be our point of interest. So the market must come from that area into this area, and then we can then expect the market to push higher to continue with its bullishness, right? So we have a CRT high, we have a CRT low right here. we have these point of interest. So the CRT low on the monthly happens to be exactly where we are looking for our entries going long. So as we exit, we start hunting for the market to change direction to the upside. If you look at our dealing range low to high, we can also see that our CRT low plus our monthly fair value gap are on the discount area for the market to move higher, right? So we'll then move to a weekly chart. On a weekly chart, we then see that the market has been moving smoothly. For the past 2 weeks, the market has closed as bearish. So what we are looking at for this week, we are looking for the market to take out that low, eventually come into that order block. Then we can go as far as that fair value gap, right? So we are bearish on this. And we then look into our 4-hour chart. And within the 4-hour chart, we can see that the market is rejecting the highs and respecting bearish PDR raise. As you can see, we have order blocks being respected. The market is respecting order blocks and moves lower. So we have an order block tap, we move lower. We have an order block, the market taps that, we move lower. This order block was unmitigated and it was mitigated here. And this order block was mitigated in this area. And the market took out this liquidity, that liquidity into our order block, which was unmitigated. It has a fair value gap also. And from that, we then see that bullish PDR raise, they've started being disrespected. We have broken below this order block, and then the market then came back, retested this order block, and then plus the fair value gap, and that was respected. And the market now it is pushing lower, giving us the confidence that our market will then move towards the lower side. Therefore, we will then look at where the opportunity might come from this market maker model. You see, so when the market retraces into at least this area, we can also look for entries to the downside. This order block might give us what we are looking for the market to continue to the downside, right? So we'll be looking into this, we'll be monitoring this, and if ever the market drops below this low, we'll have our dealing range, and you will then look for your fair value gaps and order blocks above your dealing range, and then you can then start looking for your entries to the downside. So this is your FlipX. Do look at it and see what opportunities you can get from it.